Howdy, my totally tubular sharkaholics, and we're back for the Shark Scale Year 4. And today's movie is Sharknado 6. Yeah, I put the finale of Sharknado off for a couple years. I thought I'd give it a little break, but here we are finally. We're going to finally look at the finale of Sharknado. We're going to look at how everything ends and was it a good conclusion to this just truly wonderful series that has just sparked interest and debate around the whole world whether or not this is the greatest shark series of all time. Let's just get right into it.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, so Sharknado 6 takes place right after Sharknado 5, so obviously spoilers here. Sharknado 5 saw the whole world end at the hands of a Sharknado of epic proportions. However, right at the end, Finn's son from the future shows up and saves him. They head back in time to stop the first Sharknado. This sees Finn in the Stone Age to stop the first Sharknado. The plot gets a lot, and I mean a lot more wild, as it goes all over the place through different places in the past, the present, and even the future. The story is just as crazy as possible. This might be the craziest shark movie ever made, and is probably the craziest Sharknado ever made. Time-traveling shark tornadoes. Yeah, it's certainly something. The plot pays a ton of fan service to the previous 5 movies as well, which is a great touch, and it really feels like they threw everything they possibly could into this movie, including the kitchen sink.
A sink! They literally threw the kitchen sink at him.
The ending is about what you would expect also. I couldn't help but like it. Like, how do you dislike the plot of something like this where it's just insane with dozens of Back to the Future references, goofy characters, tons of callbacks to the first few movies? This is great for fans of the series and if you've never seen any of these movies. The confusion honestly just makes it that much funnier. I don't want to spoil the plot here, so I'll stop talking about how it goes, but just know it's good. It goes for the it's so bad, it's just amazing route that Sharknado has been known for, and yeah, it's insane. I mean, legit, this might be the most insane shark movie ever made. It's up there. Alright, so besides the wild story, how are the sharks? Real good. There are sharks in basically every scene. Every type of shark shows up in this movie as well. All the rare varieties show up, even robot sharks show up at one point. Sharks, sharks, sharks. Sharks are here. It never ends with the sharks. There is more than enough sharks to satisfy me here. There's plenty of screen time. The CGI is pretty ridiculous. Most of it looks like ass, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of, if not basically all these shark models are from the OG Sharknado at this point. They animate terribly, they generally look bad, they aren't atrocious, but yeah, it looks relatively bad. I can't really knock the movie all that much for it though because of how many sharks are on screen. Basically the same as the last 5 Sharknadoes with quantity versus quality here, and the kills are just as great. Dozens of them flying around, just killing people, grabbing people out of the air, and then there's some unique ones thrown in there like fire-breathing sharks at one point. So there's even originality here in the 6th movie. These movies really got what I'm looking for in a shark movie. Is it ridiculous? Of course it's ridiculous. Does it look good or have any large impact? No, not really, but is it entertaining as hell? Absolutely it is. And the same really goes for the acting here, with everyone basically the same as before, being the standard cheesy B-movie acting you've come to know at this point. Everyone is fine enough and really doesn't take everything all too seriously, and like the previous Sharknado movies, there are a ton of celebrities that show up in this movie and do something really quick or just show up and die. It's quite silly, but I wouldn't want it any other way. None of the celebrities were particularly great here, but I mean, I guess seeing them die was. So in conclusion, we're really wrapping this up quickly. Sharknado 6 is really more of the same. I mean, I don't really know what you expected by this point. This is the 6th movie in a series that didn't even need a sequel, let alone 5. There's more Sharknadoes than Jaws movies, including shitty Jaws knockoffs that use the Jaws name. The movie doesn't tread new ground or do anything all that new for the series. It continues to amp up the insanity of the series and sees Sharknadoes in even more exotic locations, which really was the only logical conclusion for the series. Speaking of conclusion, the ending of the series is actually pretty good. I was wondering how they would wrap things up, but they did fine enough. Yeah, that ending was fine. It was better than Mass Effect 3 and better than the ending I got from your mom. I can easily say we do not need any more Sharknadoes. This was plenty. I think the world is Sharknadoed out. So even though this movie was really more of the same as the previous 5 movies, it still was exactly what I was looking for and one of the most entertaining shark movies I've seen in quite some time, and easily the most entertaining one I've seen all year, easy. With that, this movie scores the much coveted 5 out of 5 on the shark scale and is a shark masterpiece. If you're going to watch a shark movie and don't mind turning your brain off for mindless fun and entertainment, Sharknado 6 might be for you. And if you've already seen the previous movies, you've probably already seen this one. So, I mean, there is that. But if you somehow haven't, hey, you should probably check this one out. Well, that's it for this video. Everyone have a good night. See ya.